Selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
As easy as pie?
Sure. All you have to do is enter your license plate or VIN.
As easy as a stroll in the park.
Okay, then just answer a few questions and you'll get a real offer in seconds.
As easy as singing.
Why not? Schedule a pickup or drop off and Carvana will pay you that amount right on the spot.
As easy as playing guitar.
Actually, I find that kind of difficult. But selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
Can be.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get an instant offer today.
Hy-Vee Fuel Saver is now Hy-Vee Perks. Hy-Vee Perks members get members-only prices on hundreds of products store-wide every day. Get your free Hy-Vee Perks membership and start saving today. Bananas, Hy-Vee Perks price, 39 cents a pound. Hy-Vee Butter, Hy-Vee Perks price, $2.98. And Tide, Hy-Vee Perks price, $9.97. Make the switch or sign up today. It's free and easy. Some restrictions apply.
I'm wondering why do all the monsters come out at night?
You talk first, or do I talk first?
It's a good thing. It's a good thing that she tells you that you're recording, because I just assumed we were talking into the ether and like nothing was being recorded. So thank God for that female voice that tells you that we're recording.
Okay, I understood most of that. What's an ether?
It's like some people pronounce it either, either this or ether that.
Oh, it's like tomato.
Yes, there it is. Now
I just thought you forgot to say net, and you're like Ethernet.
Ethernet cables. It's like an Ethernet cable. That's exactly how I describe life.
It is. It always breaks.
Welcome to whatever show this is called.
This is We Should Be Better at This,
that's the one.
That's Eric Leckie over there, and he's got another show on thisisfunner.com that's called Listen to This, and this is the promo. Shh.
We have brought you 5 amazing seasons of your favorite music history podcast. Listen to this. I know you're excited. Now, normally you'd have to wait a few months for a new season, but season 6 is ready. It's good. We here at the This Is Funner Network have sped up production and used all the newest technology available to us. In season 6
out now.
We have all kinds of great themes for this season. Here's a taste. For our final song, I'm gonna play you one of the best songs of all time. So for that and more great insight on the bands and songs that inspired all the music that we hear and love today, subscribe to Listen to This and stream any one of our previous episodes from our first 5 seasons and get ready for season 6
out now
on your favorite podcast app.
Okay, so what do you think?
Funny. Oh, I love it. See, here's my thing, and honestly, this is my whole view on production, on anything I do. Right?
Yeah.
I never want it to be 100% perfect. The stupid imperfections and the cheesiness and some of basically the whole concept behind We Should Be Better at This. If there's not something stupid and dumb and lame, then it's not for me, right? Like
I'll do the same thing, but I'll take it over to tweets and stuff where I'll say the wrong or I'll mess up on a quote or something, or I'll spell something wrong, and everyone will be like, "You spelled that word wrong." I'm like, "Yeah, but you noticed it more." So I'll do it on purpose.
That's how what's that what they call it, proof of life? Like if I'm ever kidnapped and they have me with the bag over my head and I'm in an ISIS prison and they take the bag off and I have to do that signal to let you know that it's really me or something like that. If it's just a prepared statement where I go, I, Eric Leckie, am here in headquarters, then it's not me. But if I make a fart sound with my armpit, or I go waka waka, or I pull out a rubber chicken or something like that, then you're like, oh, it's Eric. Okay, he's fine, everybody. Everything's okay.
100%. But I thought I'd play that for you. I just threw it together really quick.
Wait. There's a home video, and you got the 2 militant people with the bandanas on, and they're talking to the camera in Farsi, and they're doing the introduction, and they come back to me, and you see this kneeled person on the ground with his arms tied behind his back and a bag over his head, and it's a proof of life video, and they go and they rip the bag off my head, and immediately, and they take the mouth gag off of me, and I first thing out of my mouth is I go, welcome to Listen to This. And I do like, and then they put the bag back on. Right?
Well,
like
no,
that's
it's
how you
you.
know it'd be me. Like, not I love you, my wife, my darling wife, and my children, or mom, I miss you, or anything like that. It's gonna be listen to this.
And then if you can, you'll be like, and don't forget to record The Simpsons.
Yeah. don't touch my DVR.
That's like when you used
Honey,
to
I'll be home soon. Don't touch my DVR.
remember when you were younger, you had to call collect, but your parents never accepted it. It was just like, state
Yes.
your name. You're like, Mom, I'm ready to get picked up. Come pick me up, please.
Yeah. You had that like 4.5 seconds of free recorded time.
Like, please accept the call from Mom. Come pick me up.
I'll be waiting out front. Bye. Yeah.
Totally.
Oh my gosh.
All
And you know
time.
what? That's one of those things that goes in that category of things that kids won't understand, right? Like calling collect, using a payphone, like all of these, changing the channel, like having to go up and twist a dial to
How
turn
about
the
this?
channel.
How about this? Nobody knows what that is anymore. There's no dial tone anymore.
no
You just
dial
push
tone.
buttons and push send or push green. Green actually is what it is, right?
Yeah, press green.
I don't even know what it is, but yeah, that actually happened to us. We were sitting in a green room somewhere, and that some phone was off the hook. And Julian was probably 12, 13. She's like, "What is that noise?" And we're like, "Oh God, we're old."
Yeah, or like you played in the promo for Listen to This, the internet boot up connecting sound, the AOL kind of connecting sound. It's like, yeah, like every time you logged in, you had to hear that, and then you prayed that no one picked up the phone.
Yeah, because if they picked up the phone, it was gone, and you were like, "I was in the middle of a."
I was downloading porn, and you wait. I mean, I was studying, and
I was playing that robot game, not downloading from Napster some stuff about twins.
Oh man, so something that me and the family went and did this last just a couple days ago, we went and saw the Rolling Stones. And what kind of made it unique and interesting is, the Stones don't play too many shows. They average playing like 8 concerts a year, 10 concerts a year, something like that. And this was left over from their 2020 tour that got canceled. So these were the last, which is funny because we went and saw them at the Rose Bowl at the very end of 2019. That was like the start of their tour. And then 2020 happened. They canceled the last half of their tour, but one of the dates was Dallas. And so we came here like, well, let's see the tail end of the tour. So I bought tickets. It was only their 4th show since losing their drummer of like 55 years.
Yeah.
Their drummer, Charlie Watts. Really cool show. And it's one of those things where you have, even if you don't like the Rolling Stones, or you don't like classic rock, or you don't like whatever, you almost just kind of like got to give it up to them, because this is like a band that was playing concerts in 1962 and they're still out touring in 2021, almost 2022. Like
they should be dead.
I mean, and by the way, if you've read Keith Richards' autobiography, which I read, you will even more so think, how the hell are they still alive? Like he literally, when his father died, cremated his father, rolled the ashes sprinkled the ashes into a joint and smoked his father.
Yeah, no, that should have killed him for sure.
Yes, like that's not good. You don't inhale that. You don't do that. But
What
what's
is
funny is
that?
that was probably the healthiest thing that guy inhaled in like 20 years. And but
I don't know. Well, I mean, what did his dad do?
Exactly right. Yeah, it's maybe really concentrated stuff. No, so it was a really interesting time. So we went and saw him at the Cotton Bowl, which is famous for like college football games and
like the
stuff like
Rose
that.
Bowl.
It was, without question, the worst parking experience I've ever had going to an event, ever, not even close. And I've asked around afterwards. I've never seen a show there or anything like that. And everyone tells me, oh yeah, you went to the Cotton Bowl. Yeah, you never do that. Or you park like 2 miles away and just walk, because it's pointless. So we're going to the concert, and I'm very punctual. We left plenty early. I mean, plenty early. I'm very good at timing this stuff. And we get to a certain point, and there's just traffic everywhere, and you can't move. And it's like where the cars have not only stopped moving, people have turned off their engines.
Oh,
and that's a bad sign when like the big truck that's like right next to you in the lane like shuts their engine off. It was to the point where in about a 30-minute span, we had moved about 3 car lengths.
Oh,
We had not moved at all. So we got to a certain point where it's like now it's starting to get closer and closer to the start of the concert. And we're still like a mile, maybe a mile and a half. Yeah, let's just call it a mile. We're probably a mile from the stadium still.
and that's a mile too far for you.
Right, exactly. Well, I'm in the car and it's like, well, I'm driving and I've already seen the Stones 3 times. And I was taking the whole family. So I had my 2 kids and my wife. And I just said, by the way, really cold. We had this like cold front come in. It was really, really cold. And it was raining like crazy. And the concert said rain or shine. And so we were going to concert along with everyone else apparently in the world because it was so packed. But anyway, so we're like a mile away and we had not moved. And I'm looking at the clock going, yeah, I mean, the opening band is probably already playing at this point.
And
right?
who was that?
Oh, it was the Rolling Stones have this thing where their entire history, they like to keep all the money for themselves. So they hire some no-name band. Like if you're a local garage band, you could probably open up for the Stones if you wanted to. Because the Stones are like, why would we get a really good band to open up for us? We're the freaking Stones, like
I guess.
Yeah. So it was just some no-name band. But like, anyways, so I just turned to Monique and I go, you know what? I know it's wet and rainy outside, but why don't you guys get out and walk? I'll give you the tickets, your tickets. Get out and walk, get in and see the concert at the very least. I'm probably going to miss half the damn concert. And she didn't want to at first, but then after we sat there for like another 20 minutes and barely moved, I'm like, Monique, I might not even get into the parking lot. Like that's how bad this is. So she goes, okay, girls, let's get out. And they got out on the side, walked over to the sidewalk and just started walking into the concert. She walked the mile in the rain with the kids.
Umbrella?
No umbrellas.
Ooh.
Well, no umbrellas were allowed at the concert. It'd block other people's view and stuff like that.
Rain,
So everyone was
cold,
wearing
mile.
ponchos, a lot of ponchos. They walked all the way to the Cotton Bowl, went through security, which they said was a really long line, and were showing the person their tickets while she texted me and said, okay, we're in and all that. And I go, I am still almost in the exact same spot as when you left me. Like I had not moved and they had walked all that way.
Wow.
And so I start turning down side streets. I start doing anything I can. Well, now at this point, I'm so close to the stadium. I've rolled my windows down and I could hear the opening band playing. Right. And I'm that freaking close. And I'm like, oh my God. And they're about to like be done playing. So I'm thinking, oh my God, the Stones are going to come out. I'm still haven't even parked. And then you know how it is. You got to park, find your spot, get in, walk all the way to where the stadium is, go through security, get your tickets, find your seat. I'm like, man, I'm like 45 minutes away from sitting in my seat at this point, at least still in park. So I turned this wrong way down a side street. And I'm like, I you know what it is? Like I was so anxious to just turn and I wind up turning down a one-way street. And it was like, you know how they build stadiums in like the bad part of town. And so it's like nothing but like ghetto homes all around it and all that kind of stuff. Everywhere they build a stadium, it's always like the worst part of town.
Yeah.
So I turned down a one-way street and I realize I'm turning down a one-way street because I see nothing but headlights like off in the distance coming towards me. I'm like, holy shit. And I pull like a really quick U-turn. And as I'm pulling a U-turn, I see this big open field.
Oh.
And I go, I'm going to miss the whole concert. I'm really pissed off. It's cold. It's rainy. I'm so frustrated. I've been sitting outside of a parking lot, unable to get in for like an hour and a half at this point. My family's all inside. I pop up over the curb. Exactly. I pop up over the curb, drive into the field, park the car. And when I get out, there's this person walking towards me. And I'm like, oh shit, they're the people that own this field. And sure enough, they were. And I said, listen, you could see how bad it is right here to park, right? I said, can I just give you like maybe $20 and you let me park in your field? And the person goes, yeah, sure. And I give him $20 and I look him in the eye and I say, please don't tow my car. Like, please don't, like, I'm trusting that this is, everything's going to be fine here. Like, are we good? And she goes, you know what? I'm actually going to wave more people into park here. Like I can make some money and why not? I said, okay, I'm trusting you that my car is going to be here. Cause this was just a field. It was just an open grass field that I just popped over the curb and drove into. So sure enough, as I'm walking away, like other cars start popping up over the curb and like going into this field and she's waving them on and they're all I'm like, okay, at the very least, if my car gets messed with, so are all of these other cars. So, well,
I mean, what was your percentage of the door? You started it. Everybody came in after you. So you should
exactly.
get
I was the first car, and I kind of like
should get a
led the
cut.
way. I should have. You're right. I should have. But at this point, which by the way, I had already prepaid for parking at the other lot that I was never able to get into. So this was an additional $20, and I had already paid like 45 prepaid to park. But at this point, it's like I'm gonna miss the whole concert. Like I don't care about the money part of it. I just want to get in. And so I leave the lot, just trusting that my car is gonna be okay. And I jog. I mean, not walk. I literally jogged the entire way through security up to my seat. My family sees me and waves me up to my seat. Oh, we're over here. Okay. And I walk up, I give them all a hug. I'm like, I made it. I'm out of breath. As soon as I give them a hug and I'm like, I made it. The lights go out and they go, ladies and gentlemen, the Rolling Stones. And I'm like, oh my God, the timing was perfect. I literally made it with like seconds to spare. But it was just the worst parking situation ever. And by the way, when we got back at the end of the show, my car was still there. It was unharmed. And I even just told the lady, I'm all, thank you very much for not screwing with my car. She goes, yeah, I just made like $500, like having people park in the lot for a couple hours. I'm like, good for you, you know?
Yeah, good for her. Totally. That's
I
awesome.
was willing to pull it into an abandoned field and just walk away from the car.
Which
That's
is
how-
something
that's
you've
how
done before,
frustrated
but
I
it
was.
wasn't your car. You stole it.
Yeah, exactly. But that's how frustrating. I mean, think of how the level of frustration you have to get to just be able to say, yeah, I'm going to risk this. I'm just going to do this.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, that's probably the last time they're going to be on tour, considering they're all 107 years old.
Well, and not only that, so they're all 79 and 80 years old. And one of their founding members just died. And all they were doing was finishing out their concert commitments that they had booked.
Yep.
They have 3 more shows. They're doing like Las Vegas, Austin, Texas, and I think one other one like in Miami or something like that. And then that's it. And they have nothing scheduled for 2022. So my thought was I might have seen one of the last concerts of the Rolling Stones.
Yeah, I agree with you. I almost guarantee it.
Yeah.
Because once one person in a band goes, usually they all start falling.
Yeah, but anyways, it was a fun show. Even though they're old, Mick Jagger still brings it. I mean, they still sound great. They still, I mean, Keith Richards is barely able to stand up, so he's lost it. But all the other members of the band still had it. They sounded great. They played loud. I mean, it was really loud and intense and fun times. Besides the parking, and so that was what I did this past week.
Did he have the moves like Jagger?
He did, and what's funny is, so my 10-year-old, this is like her first. You know,
Joseph-
she's been to some smaller, like little concerts, you know, like little local bands playing and stuff like that.
Okay.
This was her first like stadium concert, like big experience, right? And so seeing everything and the pyrotechnics and the big screens and the loud sounds, and then Mick Jagger's, you know, he's 80 years old, but he dances the whole time on the stage and he's always moving. He's never standing still. And she leans over to me like halfway through the concert. She goes, Dad, I get it now. I'm like, what do you get? She goes, the moves like Jagger. He's moving around all the time and he's always dancing. I get the song. I'm like, oh, like she didn't understand the context of that song, the moves like Jagger, until she saw Mick Jagger. And then she's like, I get it.
That is hilarious. You should have messed with her and been like, no, sweetie, he's got Parkinson's.
That's
You're
not
kind
a
of
good joke
rude.
because they all might have Parkinson's.
That's why he keeps moving, dude.
Oh my
well,
gosh.
that's cool. That's kind of like it worked out because I heard through the grapevine and my calendar that it's your birthday.
Ah.
Fun.
What was that?
Remember these guys?
Oh, yes.
The Prom Kings.
That's the Prom Kings. That's right.
Happy
I believe
birthday,
we.
mother effer. How old are you now?
I am 41 years old.
Oh, that's right. I am older than you.
Yeah, you're a couple of years older, man. That's
Oh.
why I'm still better looking.
That's not true.
That's
And
very
I'm
true.
in way better shape.
Yeah, we're both in the shape of round, Chris. That's
I
the
know.
shape we're in.
But I have 2 knees that work.
Oh, I know. Hey, I got to tell you that running into the Cotton Bowl, and running up the stairs to my seats, it was one of those, like, I didn't focus on it at the time because, you know, I can make my way through pain. You know, I've been in pain for so long. But it was one of those, like, as soon as I got there and the Stones come on, I'm like, whew, and you're there and you calm down for a second. My leg just started throbbing and I'm like, oh, there it is. Like there's the pain. That was
Like,
excellent.
Moni, go get me like 3 beers and 3 shots right now. I got to
Yeah,
numb
like,
this
right
thing
now.
real quick.
Yes, it is my birthday, which is awesome. my lovely wife, God bless her, she's trying her best to throw me a birthday party tomorrow. Except
you don't have any friends. Is she
I don't
paying
have
people?
any friends and I don't know anyone. And so this is how pathetic this is. The birthday party is going to be mainly consisting of her friends from work that she's inviting over for my birthday.
Okay.
And then we've had a bunch of people cancel. So here's the risk that she runs by trying to throw a birthday party for her husband. And like I said, God bless her for trying. But which would you rather have, Chris? No birthday party at all. And it's just like, hey, happy birthday. Here's a present. Pat you on the back. You know, everything's fine. Or I'm going to throw you this big party, but no one shows up. I think it's worse to have the no one show up to your birthday than to just not even have a party at all. And so she's running this risk of, yeah.
I wouldn't call it a party. I'd say I'd get a little get together or something. It wouldn't be as bad. But yeah, I mean, if I remember correctly, the last person you went to lunch with died at the
Yeah, well, they
restaurant?
didn't die, but the guy had a freaking heart attack. And yeah, it's like,
Okay, so I mean, you're not really making friends left and right here.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
happy birthday! I did get you a present, but I drank it all. So I'm sorry about that.
Well, to celebrate my birthday, so one of the things I was doing for this upcoming party, I think I told you even back when you were here, I wanted to build a fountain out in the backyard.
Ooh, let me play the video. Hold on.
All right, so this is the fountain. I finally finished it, or mostly finished it.
The tiki fountain.
It's like 3 of the dum heads from the Smithsonian.
Heads in the water.
That's
This one
cool.
is a little crooked still. I gotta balance that one out.
So you looking at your penis there, or what was that?
And the water
That's also crooked.
coming out and landing right behind it.
Hear how winded he
Still
is?
gotta fill that with lava rock.
Hey, I'd been drinking at this point.
And now you can't get
on
to
the
your
sides,
electrical
and then I'm
panel.
gonna Put lights behind there, which I can't really see. Yeah. Anyways, there's gonna be glowing lights behind there, so it glows right through it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Eric built a thing. I mean, listen, I could have failed so hard, and it's not perfect, and there's a lot of things to fix, but I could have failed miserably. And instead I built a thing that works mostly.
It
And
looks
this
cool.
to me is like a huge victory.
Now let's give a little background on this. Now this was an area in your backyard where there was like an access panel to the internet or to, I don't know, do you guys have old phones there like people had? But it was like access panel to something to your house, and there's a couple of things there that you're never really going to use.
And they're kind of ugly because it's like we have this really pretty, backyard and patio and all that, and it's like this ugly paneling and wires and just everything sticking out. And I wanted to hide it by building a fountain, a vertical fountain.
But also he's a pretty anal retentive about noise, so he wanted to bring in more noise to drown out the noise of the road.
Yes.
So you accomplished both.
Yeah,
I'm
and it
excited to
fits
feel it up.
and it fits the theme, right? I mean, it looks kind of a tiki. So I made the fountain out of bamboo, and I got these big like Easter Island tiki head kind of things to put in the water. And I dug. It was interesting though when I dug the hole. My plan was to dig really deep and make this really deep fountain, and then I got to a certain point, and pipes and electrical wires and stuff were there. I'm like, oh shit. Well, I guess I can't dig any deeper. Guess what? The new plans call for this to be a shallower fountain.
How
So I
deep
did
are you
have to
planning on
alter
going?
40, 50 feet.
No,
I wanted to be able to like dive into it
You have a pool
like
you
a
can dive
cave
into, like,
diver,
right
and
next to
like
it.
like put a knife in between my teeth and like jump down and then come up with a fish.
You know what you should have done is looking at these tiki heads. There's 2 of them that have like their brains missing and their head chopped off.
And
so
I
they
put a
can
tiki
stuff
torch
it.
in there. Yeah.
Yeah, you should make the big one on the left a urinal.
That's actually a good idea.
I know, it looks dope. You'd be peeing in the top of that dude's head. That'd be fun.
And then you wouldn't hear the pee because of the fountain dripping. I think it works out perfectly.
It does, and if you do it just right, you can make it so nobody knows. You're just kind of sitting there standing by the fountain.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it looks good, dude. I like it. Good job. It's the birthday present I gave you that you did for yourself.
Yes.
Um,
Well, and then also the other present that you gave me, this studio that I'm currently talking to
that
you
still
in.
works. I actually
still
meant
works.
to buy you something and send it to you, but financially I can't yet. but I will.
Yeah. So this is also the area where I keep all my paint supplies.
Behind the tiki.
No. The studio that you built. You helped me
Oh
build.
yeah, the closet.
We're
that you
talking
did.
about. And now I'm in the studio with the door closed, and I realized that I believe the can of paint thinner for my paints has spilled, and I'm now in an enclosed space with paint thinner fumes that won't go away.
You know the easy way to get rid of them?
Huff
a match.
it until it's all gone.
No, light a match, and then they'll all disappear real quick.
Oh, great idea. Let's just do that live on air.
Yeah, do it. Go grab a match, would you? You don't have matches in your closet where you record and have paint?
No.
What are you?
This smell is like I'm literally getting lightheaded. This smell is really
Open the
strong.
door, dumbass.
But I want the good sound quality. Listen to this. All right. Well, listen. In honor of my birthday, I want to do a little Rotten Tomatoes game.
Hooray for Hollywood! It's really got me. Hooray! 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 Hooray for Hollywood!
Wonderful. Well, this is our Rotten Tomatoes game where we pick what the critics have given the score to certain movies. And because it's my birthday, today's topic is
Birthdays.
movies that have a birthday scene in it.
Scene. Okay. Not
Scene
just
or they're about a
about-
birthday. You know,
Okay.
whatever.
That's fine.
It's they don't make too many movies that are entirely about a birthday party. So,
Yeah, they do.
anyways, all right. First up, I remember seeing this movie on a date. This was quite a long time ago. This movie has let's see, Jennifer Love Hewitt, who is just unbelievably smoking hot in this movie. It has oh god, what's the other actor's name? Ethan Embry. It has Seth shoot, what's his name? Seth, whatever his name is. A bunch of the guy who used to be married to Johnny Lee Miller, who used to be married to Angelina Jolie, whatever. The movie is 1998's Can't Hardly Wait. And you remember the whole movie takes place around the birthday party that everyone is invited to, where he's trying to tell Jennifer Love Hewitt how much he loves her.
Seth Green is who you
Seth
were
Green,
who you were
yes.
trying to get there. But yeah, Seth Green, that's one of my favorite movies. It's got what's her face in it? From Dharma and Greg, like as an angel or something.
Yes. Oh, and she was smoking hot on that as well. And this is
Yeah.
like, by the way, this, even though she's always been very attractive, in my opinion, this is like peak Jennifer Love Hewitt. This is like,
yes, this is
like
my age. So
prime. Like if for my birthday wish, my wife says you get to sleep with Jennifer Love Hewitt and I get to travel back to any point in time, this would be the point in time where I would travel back to.
yeah, because I know what you did last summer.
Yeah. I know.
No, hold on. Did I tell you? It's so funny because Jennifer Love Hewitt's on my list. Her and Nev Campbell are like top two.
Yeah.
But I met her. I met Jennifer Love Hewitt once when I was working at Podcast One, and I didn't realize it at first. I just went up and shook her hand. She goes, "Hi, I'm Jennifer." I'm like, "Hi, Chris. Nice to meet you." And then I met the other person. She's with the guy. Shook his hand, which I think was her husband. And then we're standing there and we're talking, and I'm like, "Oh my god, that's holy shit!" I went over to my phone. I'm like, "Evelyn, I just shook Jennifer Love Hewitt's hand." She texts back, "Are you okay? Do you need me to call 911?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I did meet her, and damn, she's hot.
Yeah, she's really hot. I've seen her in person too, and she's one of those actresses that's just as hot in person as she is in the movies. So here's the thing with this movie. I'm like you. I love this movie. I think this movie is funny, entertaining. It captures a moment in time in the late 90s and style and music and a lot of young good actors, interesting story, kind of fun. It's cheesy, but cheesy in all the right ways, and I really liked it. But
Paradise
we all know
City.
that these types of movies typically aren't critic darlings, right? Like this isn't one where critics are like, "Oh, I love this movie." So there's no way it's like an 80 or a 90, right? Like, or at least I don't think so. The question is, what did the critics give it? I'll let you go first.
Well, there was a very epic karaoke slash performance of Paradise City in that movie. That is epic. So if you haven't seen it, just watch the movie for that. But
yeah,
it was a kid
watch the
movie
whole
back then.
movie. It's literally a really good movie. And by the way, the movie is only an hour and a half. Remember when movies only used to be 90 minutes and now every movie's like 2 hours and 52 minutes? It's like, this is a 90-minute movie that's easy to watch. It's fun and entertaining, and it'll take you back in time to the late 90s, and it doesn't make you wait around for 2 hours. To me, that's great. I wish more movies would be an hour and a half.
I wish more movies would have Jennifer Love Hewitt in it. But,
Yes, let's do both of those things. Yes.
But yeah, no, I would say it's like you said, probably not in the 90s. 80s maybe. So
Well, see, here's the thing though. Me personally, I would put this in the 80s. I think it's really fun and it's good. It's not a great movie, of course, but for what it was trying to be, I thought it was a good movie. But you got to put your mind in the shoes of the critics and what they would give it. So go ahead and throw out your score.
I'm gonna say 80, just because I do think it did all right. There was a couple of other movies that came out like Trojan War around that time that were same concept, guy trying to get girl in high school, right out of high school, trying to get, all that good stuff. And I think this one probably landed on top of that pile of movies. So I'm going to give it an 80.
Yeah. And see, I'm going to go a little lower, but not too much, because I'm trying to find like where would be the faults with it. Like where would critics kind of like not like it? And I think it's got to be a pretty likable movie. I'm going to say a 70.
Oh, you said not far off.
Well,
10 points away.
All right. Okay. Next up is a movie, and this is this is an actor that I think is pretty universally loved, right? Like this is an actor that everyone loves, and his name is Paul Rudd. Everyone loves Paul Rudd. And I just turned 41, but this is a movie about turning 40. And the movie is called This Is 40. And, it has a really good cast. You got Paul Rudd, Leslie Mann, who's in it. John Lithgow's in it. A hot Megan Fox is in it. You got Judd Apatow's daughters, which, by the way, actually Leslie Mann is his real life wife too.
Yeah.
You got Jason Segel in it. You got Melissa McCarthy. You got
Albert Brooks.
Albert Brooks is in it. Yes. There's actually a really, really fantastic cast in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
There is a whacking off in the shower scene in this. There's they threaten a kid. The funniest line in the whole one was when she goes and threatens that kid at school that's bullying her kid, and she calls him like a Tom Petty lookalike, because the kid really does look like Tom Petty, which is amazing.
How about when they did drugs in the hotel room and the guy delivered the food and he's like, I see there's rodents and rats in here, and she crawls across the floor and he's like, see, look.
Or yeah, don't they then go to like a Cirque du Soleil show or something like that really high? Is that movie?
Yeah, it's a good movie. Actually, it was on the TV the other day. Paul Rudd's one of my favorites. He doesn't age, which
he doesn't. He doesn't. And by the way, I am totally excited about the new Ghostbusters.
Oh, me too. I'm stoked about the mini Marshmallow Men. But anyway, we'll get to that later on. But this was a great movie. This is really funny for me. I think it's one of the best at Apatows.
So do I agree.
But also the critics are assholes.
Critics are assholes. I'll go first on this one.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I'm actually going to pick your score from the last one. I think this is an 80.
I was going to go a little higher and go 85.
Okay.
85. Because the one scene where he's in the toilet and he's playing words with friends and is like, don't submit that. I'm not sure if I want to play that word. It's happened to me before. So
yeah, like that's his like escape time. Like he just sits on the toilet and
plays words with friends.
Yeah, that's like yeah, I love that movie. Okay.
It used to be exactly what I did at 40. Now I play, I don't know, Mario Kart.
Okay, so next up, we're going to go a little older with this one. We're going to go back to the 80s on this one. And this one is part of the Brat Pack type series of movies. It stars Molly Ringwald, Anthony Michael Hall are the two big names from it. And the movie is called 16 Candles. It's like more mature than kind of like your typical like raunchy comedies, right? Like it's actually quite a thoughtful movie. It's interesting. And she's having her 16th birthday and just trying to figure out, is she an adult? Is she an adolescent? She's kind of stuck in that in-between world. I always thought this was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it is. And one of the best lines in the whole movie is this.
Oh, no more Yankee, my Winky.
Yes, that was Long Duck Dong.
Yes,
played by Geddy Watanabe, saying that line. So yes, absolutely.
One of my, I mean, I should out of that pack. Actually, all those movies are pretty good. I was just watching Weird Science the other day with a young Iron Man with a bra on his head, which is quite funny.
Oh yes, I love Robert Downey Jr. in that movie. That's right? A fun movie, yeah.
But yeah, no more 16 Candles. Jake Ryan was his name, I believe. Two first names. But it was good. It got good reviews. I think it did well. I think the critics loved it. I'm gonna go 91.
Yeah, this has got to be pretty well loved. I think the other movies were silly comedies, so maybe we went a little too high on the other ones, but I feel pretty confident that this one's pretty good. What did you say? You said 91?
91.
91. Yeah, I'm right with you. This has got to be upper 80s as far as I'm concerned. I'm going to say 89.
89.
All righty.
That all the movies? You got one more?
Lastly, the
Oh.
last movie I have. This one, it's not about a birthday party, but in my opinion, I think the best scenes took place at a children's birthday party. This movie stars Will Ferrell. Vince Vaughn is in this. Oh gosh, who's the other one? Luke Wilson, Jeremy Piven's in this.
Okay.
Juliette Lewis has some scenes in this. Leia Remini is in this. Craig Kilborn is in this. This is about adults going back to school, and the movie is called Old School. And of course, I'm talking about the kid's birthday scene where Will Ferrell shoots himself in the neck with a dart gun and falls into the pool and ruins the kid's birthday party. In my opinion, this is so I love this movie. I think this movie's hilarious. I love every act. Like, it's one of those movies that's perfectly cast. Like, every person that's cast in this movie is like the exact right person for the role. I love it. I'm predicting that this is one where the gap between what the critics thought and the audience is going to be huge. Like, I bet you the audience score is going to be like in the 90s because everyone enjoyed this movie.
Yep.
But I'm sure the critics hated this movie. So my prediction is a very huge gap in between the two. What did you think of this movie?
I don't remember this movie. I probably only watched it once. I wasn't a big Will Ferrell fan back then. I still not a huge Will Ferrell fan, but I know it did well. But I think you're 100% right when it comes to movies like this or National Lampoons or any of those types of movies. Yeah. The critics hate them. They think
the audience loves them. And so, you know what's funny? Whenever I see that type of a gap, I always think to myself, well, now I want to go see that movie.
Yeah, no, it's a fun movie probably, but the critics are like, no, it didn't have the right structure in the third act.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Go bite me, you stupid.
Go bite me. So I'm predicting that the critics probably thought that this was average to above average. So I'm going to say they gave it like a 65.
I'm going to go lower. I'm going to go 52.
52.
That's going to be the one that separates us right there.
It probably is.
Separate the men from the men, or boys, or
whatever,
or whatever non-binary thing you think you are.
All right. So first up was Can't Hardly Wait from 1998. Chris said an 80. I said a 70. Wow, we were way off. We're definitely remembering this with much more nostalgia than apparently the critics thought. The critics gave this a 41, which is, by the way, insane. Like, how is this movie not at least enjoyable to call it, I don't know, like a 60 or 65, right? Like,
yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
It's pretty ridiculous. So that's a huge gap for us right there. Next up was This Is 40. We were pretty close on this. You said 85. I said 80. This is another one that's very surprising. This movie only got a 51 from critics, which is another one that I find insane because at the very least, can't you say that this is like a 60, 65? Like,
yeah, easy.
At the bottom, rock bottom. If you were to tell me, Eric, what's the lowest possible score that you think this could have got? I would have said like, I don't know, 65.
Yeah, that movie is way better than that.
It's way better than that. All right.
What was the number again? 8? What was the score? What was that
51.
one? You know what's funny is you were 29 points off both of the first two. Exactly.
Yeah, really? Oh, that's right. Yeah. There you go. Okay, next up was 16 Candles. We both kind of agreed that we knew the critics would like this one.
Yep.
You gave it a 91. I gave it an 89. And it turned out we were pretty close. The movie was an 84.
You keep saying pretty close, but it's always closer to you.
Well, but still, you were only 7 points off. That's pretty close.
Compared to my 34 and 39.
Exactly. Then finally, Old School. We were on the right track with Old School. You said 52. I said 60. Basically, we could split the difference. Old School is a 60. And just so I won. But just out of curiosity, let me look up the audience score. Okay, I was right. So check this out. The critics gave Old School a 60. The audience gave Old School a 90. That's a 30-point difference.
Yeah, you know what I say to that?
Oh, no more Yankee, my Winky.
So stupid. I don't like this game. No, well, critics are critics for a reason. Critics are usually when you say that guy's a critic, oh, he's an asshole.
Yeah, it usually is code for asshole. Right?
Yeah, so I don't expect anything less from those.
All right, well,
Asshole.
that was our movie segment for this particular time. And Chris, I think I'm gonna go enjoy my birthday now, which by that I mean just sit all by myself on the couch and play video games.
Okay, well, have fun. You're home alone, so you're probably going to play with more than video games.
What?
Are you still there? Or did you just fall off right now and die? You have a heart attack?
Wait, let's see if I can do that. Ready? I'm gonna do fall. Ah! Did that sound like I was falling?
You kind of did, and I hit my desk, so I had a sound effect.
Nice.
Oh, but I wanted to say a couple things before we go. Happy birthday. Go to thisisfunner.com and RIP Zoe. I'm gonna go pick her up right now. We had her cremated. Our puppy passed away.
Oh yes, I heard about that. Sorry about that.
Thank you. And it was Halloween night, so I'm gonna go pick her up right now. Get her urn and her collar and bring her back so the kids can have her. So, all right, that's it. Thisisfunner.com. Until next time, we'll see you later.
All right, man. See ya.
Don't mind if you fuck up my life.
Selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
As easy as pie?
Sure, all you have to do is enter your license plate or VIN.
As easy as a stroll in the park.
Okay, then just answer a few questions and you'll get a real offer in seconds.
As easy as singing.
Why not? Schedule a pickup or drop off and Carvana will pay you that amount right on the spot.
As easy as playing guitar.
Actually, I find that kind of difficult. But selling your car to Carvana is as easy as...
Can be.
Visit Carvana.com or download the app to get an instant offer today.
Judy was boring.
Hello.
Then Judy discovered ChumbaCasino.com.
It's my little escape.
Now Judy's the life of the party.
Oh, baby, mama's bringing home the bacon.
Whoa, take it easy, Judy. The Chumba life is for everybody. So go to ChumbaCasino.com and play over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+ terms and conditions apply. See website for details.